You have to really go through a lot. And, I used to do bringer shows in, like, New York City. And a bringer show is when you have to bring a certain amount of people. And usually it was, like, 12 people that say your name to get on stage. So if 12 people say your name, you'll be able to get on stage that night. Yeah.
Is that when you're out there, like, slapping the cards?
Exactly. Yeah. And, I mean, before that, I was working for the World Wildlife Fund on the street, getting people to sign up.
Oh, I would have fucking hated you.
But I crushed it, and I'm selling nothing. You know what I mean? I am selling nothing. Give me your credit card information in the exchange for nothing. So when it's a comedy show... Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely not. See ya. Yeah, that was me. But
so do you stop to fellow former, people that ask you for your signatures?
I do, actually. No, I do. I do talk to them. I feel for them because I know how hard it is. But when it transitioned from doing that to selling comedy tickets, something I'm actually passionate about, I'm crushing it selling nothing. Now I'm selling comedy tickets. It was like game over. I was MVP for bringer shows. I was always getting on stage. God damn, does he do well. But going back to being really hard and it being, New York, which is like the toughest of the tough. I was shut down one time at a club for bringing not just one less than the number that they wanted.
Sir, you only have 11. Get your ass.
Literally, they're like, you can't go up, and that for me was one of those moments where I was like, dude, I would never do this to a human being who's brought in business to our establishment.
You only brought 11,
and does well on stage. So I think me shifting into this role that I'm in now is really using the experience that I've had and trying to improve it for the people that are coming up now.
Okay, so one thing I got to ask, though, since you've been in Colorado now for a little bit.
Yeah, 6 years.
Okay, so am I underestimating the Colorado comedy scene? Like, what?
I did 2 shows in the last 2 weeks.
Okay, but like, what's like local comedy? Like, what's a local place you can go to on like a Friday night?
Oh man, there's so many different places. If you go to 5280comedy.com, there's literally open mics almost every single night.
What are some of your hot spots you frequent the most?
So Monday nights every night at Epic Brewing. Nick Ellis, he does an open mic, and it absolutely crushes. It's always packed. Thursday nights at the Monkey Barrel. Garrett Nygren does a really good mic. It's called Pallet City, and you can follow both of these guys on Instagram. And then a good show to go on Sundays is the Sunday Fun Day show, which is actually a showcase. It's not an open mic, and it's ran by Alec Flynn. So, there's a lot of different places. I mean, you go to 5280 Comedy literally every night of the week. There is stand-up going on. 100%. And it's blowing up. And going back to the original storyline of, how we got here with Laugh Lines, we're doing a show also in Colorado Springs on May 7th at the Milbo Art Theater. And this is kind of a... Oh, man, they have no idea. Because this is their first... You got to read the fine print. You know what I mean? But this is a really cool show that I put together that I'm really excited to do. I'm a big proponent of comedy as well because I feel like comedy's kind of in this battle right now with PC culture or just overall just cancel culture, anything like that, right? And the Tonight Show used to be like the funnest, like Tonight Show, late night talk shows. They used to be the best platform for stand-up comedy, Johnny Carson would call the comedian over and absolutely. Yeah, I do. So for this show, it's actually
he's not having sex, he's watching Carson.
More Letterman, going back to the show. the chauffeur.
That's a huge dry spell.
The chauffeur company days. I actually, one of our clients was Letterman, so I used to go to the studio, the Sullivan Theater, Ed Sullivan Theater, and watch Letterman live like pretty regularly, just because I got that access to do that. So this show is called Last Night at Laugh Lines, and we have a live band. I'm the host. There's a desk. We have 10 comedians performing their best Type 5, their 5 minutes, and I'm going to give the winner, audience voted, $500 for their best 5 minutes.
That's actually a really cool concept. So if somebody was like, let's say, wanting to get in this, they think they've got some good stuff, they can handle the chops, how would somebody reach out or approach you about this?
So, essentially, I have an Instagram. You go to Laugh Lines Comedy Club. Yeah, Laugh Lines Comedy Club on Instagram. A lot of comedians will DM me there, and that's kind of how they get their foot in the door. These 10 comics are all Denver comics. A couple of them are from, like, New York and Atlanta, but they transplanted over here now. And
Are you also on MySpace?
Yes, I'm on MySpace.
Sweet.
Along with Dane Cook.
Good.
But yeah, so if you're not, you can't actually see this, but Kip's laughing pretty hard now. I'm going to take credit for that.
I guess you're a comedian.
I did it. I cracked him. I guess you're a comedian.
It doesn't take a lot. I've done a lot of poppers.
Can we get a new balloon over here? No. Yeah, so this show's pretty cool because we have that aspect, like I said, of the late night shows like Carson and Letterman, where a comedian will go on, do 5 minutes, and if they're good, the host will invite them over. So they all 10 comics get invited over, and we do a 2 and 3.
Say that here because we have thousands of listeners to our moms.
So it's participation.
The winner still gets $500. Everybody else, they go home with nothing.
Well, the winner should get $500 and a seat at the table, and the others should just fuck off. Yeah. If you ain't first, you're fucking last.
Are you? You know what? My mind has changed. So we're going to change the dynamics of the show. There are no rules. I make the rules. You're right. The winner gets to come. No, you 10 comics, you're not coming to the desk. No, I'm kidding.
So one thing you mentioned about PC in comedy, and for me, I don't think I understand comics have come under fire for PC stuff, but when I go to a comedy show, PC's out the door.
That's how it should be. That's how it should be.
These people are gonna make fun of shit that's a little touchy.
Yeah.
That's what it all is.
Yeah.
I don't understand why people get upset about it.
It is awkward. I was at a Shane Gillis.
Me too.
I threw up at Comedy Works.
Laughing so hard.
No, just
Drunk.
Oh, wow.
Overserved.
it's a pandemic. Or it's an epidemic. I don't know if you heard of it. They were getting overserved across the
What night were you there? I was there Thursday night.
No, we weren't that.
Okay.
Somebody gave us tickets Friday night.
That guy is amazing. If you haven't seen his special, live in Austin, free on YouTube, that guy is literally the funniest comedian.
What's his
right
name?
now. Shane. There's going to be bombs for sure. So
what's the ratio of bombs to success at a local show when you're trying to help promote?
I would say there's a 30% chance that there's going to be somebody bombing at a local show. As a comedian, it's the best thing to watch.
But
it's the most favorite. Yeah, you're just like.
But how many? How did you feel when you fucking bombed?
It's the worst feeling ever, but it also makes you stronger. I mean, dude, what's scarier than having a group of strangers go, no?
I mean, straight to your face.
Right to your face.
I mean, they might as well just do this.
They do. And you feel it. I've had a beer splashed
I was flicking them off.
Yeah, in Boca Raton, Florida, at the Funky Buddha, I had a beer splashed in my face.
I would have hit him.
It was a girl. It was a girl, yeah. It was actually not a human. No, I'm kidding. No, yeah, she... That actually sounds about right. Yeah, it was Tiger King.
Have you ever seen anybody cry on stage?
No, not cry. No, I don't think I haven't seen that.
So do you have to have does your dad have to hate you for you to be a good comic?
I think that is part of the ingredients, yes. Or you hate him. Either way, you're...
Yeah, did your dad make you play sports growing up and you didn't want to? What
My-
made you want to become a comic? What did your dad do to you?
I mean, actually, funny enough, my dad helped introduce me to a lot of comedy. The first comedian I ever saw on TV was Dana Carvey, and he was doing like chopping broccoli, and I just remember being like, dude, I want to like this guy gets paid for this, you know?
Especially Gabby Eddie.
I love that. That's a good comparison. Yeah, right. I'm like, hey, like that's actually possible. You know what I mean? So
I'd wear my fucking
pretty
hair
much
like that,
since
too.
then, I've just been trying to make that a reality. You know, at the end of the day, but. Oh yeah, absolutely. Squatting Monkeys Tell No Lies, his newest special, so good.
I mean, he was one of those quintessential Saturday Night Lives that like kept it going through the '90s. Like as you saw folks like Chris Rock leave and like Adam Sandler leave, Dana Carvey kind of stuck it out to the meat of all that.
Yeah.
And he kind of was just—he was fantastic.
100%.
In the early '90s, mid '90s, he was at it. So
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah. And
If that's who you
yeah.
model it after.
Well, I wouldn't say Ma was just the first one I ever saw, and it was the one that really struck me as like, man, this is hilarious, you know? And then, you know, Dave Chappelle was definitely, you know, one of the biggest influences ever, but comedy in general, just a way to, just somebody standing on stage with zero, like, assets besides the mic is beyond impressive to me.
Yeah.
And it's always been compelling. So to be even a part of the scene is just like awesome, you know?
And then
what
when
I
they
mean?
bomb, you're just like, what a fucking
Oh yeah,
loser.
like a Kramer bomb? Like, oh god, don't pull a Kramer.
Has the mic there with him.
Yeah.
So the dickhead with the ventriloquist actor, like a Francis Ellis with the piano.
Uh-huh.
Do we give them the same credit or the same due? Do they get the same
I
time on the mic?
you know, it's funny you say that. I think comedy has so much evolution to be had. You know, like with Bo Burnham, like what he's doing. You know.
Is that the guy that does the song?
Yeah, and like Stephen Lynch before him. You know, but
I thought you were talking about the ventriloquist guy.
oh, that's I don't forgot his name.
He's done a couple of Netflix. And
Yeah, he's huge. He's like one of the highest paid. Yeah. Yeah, but that just what that tells you is like the demographic of America.
Well,
like, the,
I don't like.
oh, yeah,
He's like, I don't cuss.
but he does now. His last special, he's
Jim
getting,
Gaffigan, he's got some funny ones.
he's getting edgier. But
Hot pockets.
yeah,
You're like, oh yeah, that's right. Part of America's trash.
and that's what's cool about comedy is like comedy. Every comedian is a genre, just like music has a genre. You know, so like
So what genre would you be if you were to describe? You're a live music guy.
Yeah.
You live in a live music community. What would you paint your genre?
Soft rock.
soft rock, yacht rock. Yeah. I would say that, you know, my stuff is definitely a little on the darker side, but I have this kind of playful element to my cadence.
Grunge.
Yeah, my laugh is definitely a part of it.
Are you grunge? Part
yeah,
grunge
maybe
area?
grunge. Yeah, maybe
Maybe
grunge. Maybe
garage-
punk rock.
maybe
maybe
garage
punk rock.
band?
A little punk rock going on with my comedy.
2000s fall.
Yeah, maybe so.
I hate my parents. My life is
Jinko jeans are awesome.
Yeah, Jinko jeans are awesome.
Yeah, no, they aren't. No, they
Shout
were.
out to our sponsor, Jinko Jeans.
I'll wear a pair.
I'm wearing Jinko underwear right now. I'll show you after the show.
Sweet.
Okay, so we've done fairly well. We've hyped up the Denver comedic scene.
Yes.
Let's talk a little bit about what you do in addition to that.
Yeah.
So, folks have seen it on our social media. You work with Taste Buds, edibles, platinum brands, drink ad, things of that nature. But we've seen a pivot, or I would even say a rebrand out of your company since
Yeah.
you joined the team.
Yeah.
How is it working with Taste Buds and it being a little different from the Ohio scene where you were before this?
Yeah, I mean, well, definitely a similarity is that the ownership of both companies are super cool people. People that have a good lifestyle, and they believe in their product, and it reflects as such. The rebrand and refresh has been so exciting to be a part of. The reception from the cannabis community in Colorado has been huge, and then with everything we're doing with Ebb and the transition of, you know, hey, we're not just a gummy company, we're also a dissolvable company.
Let's talk a little bit about that, because we mentioned that in the early intro, and we joked about it, but you'll have a litany of different fucking flavors, or whatever you want to call them. So, you know, like, was it the experience of working in, like, I guess in the drinkable cannabis
Yeah.
that made you kind of, like, want to look to, like, joining the team at Taste Buds? Because Ebb launched about a year or two ago when we had Dalton Brooks on the podcast. But was that like was that a swing factor? You know this market, you know this demo?
Yeah, I mean, definitely the knowledge of it for sure, but also just my belief in beverages in general. I think it played a big part in the transition. You know, like I feel like everybody's already